Good afternoon from Springfield. Senator Manar here, and I want to welcome Kennen Bertolis, who is a resident of Beneld and a senior at Gillespie High School. He is spending the day with me here in Springfield as part of our Future Leaders program. Kennen, let's just dive into this. This week has been a little mundane because I've spent a lot of time in room 212, which is where you were this morning, sifting through the governor's budget. So we haven't had a chance to talk much after that hearing, but what are your initial thoughts about what you saw this morning?
My initial thoughts on what I saw, it's like nothing I've ever seen before because most people don't get a chance to sit in on stuff like that. For me, it was a great opportunity just to see personally how my senator and other senators go about those types of things. I find it very important and kind of calming to know that you take the time to ask the questions you did, and I wish more people would get involved and stay up to date on that type of stuff because I don't think they think it is as important as it really is.
Yeah, it's the budget making part of the job is very challenging here, not because of the state's challenges, but it's tedious work, and you saw a piece of that tedious work. I'll probably spend about 20 hours this week in that room. And that's part of our ongoing process. We're about halfway through that this year so far, but we got so much more to do. So I'm glad you got to see that. We're going to go up to the Senate floor in a little bit, which will be a whole different type aspect of the job. But I want to talk about you a little bit. So you lived in Beneld your whole life.
I have.
Yes. And you're a senior. And what are your plans after graduation? How many days till graduation, by the way?
There are 53 days.
50,
until
that's
graduation.
good, you know.
I think I just got the notification.
Gotcha. What are your plans?
I plan on going to Lewis and Clark for 2 years, general education, then going to SIUE. I will either pursue a history degree to do secondary education and social sciences, or I may possibly go into the more political realm. Everyone at school knows me as that kid that knows all the politics, so I guess I'll decide soon. Today might be one of those deciding factor days. I'm not sure yet.
I also read that you wrote down you're in the band, so you play the trumpet, which I did too. I still can do that a little bit. I'm a little rusty, but that was a similar path I took. I was a history major at SIU, and then got my license to teach, and then I met a guy named Vince DeMusio, who of course is was a native of Macoupin County, our home county, and just did so much for the whole area and the state during his career. What do you think? So Gillespie, let's talk about the school district real quick. A lot of positive changes at the school district in the last year. But from the perspective of the student, I talked to teachers, talked to Mr. Tiemann, talked to school board members. But from the perspective of the student, as a student, senior, do you see those? Have you seen those in application every day?
Yes, I have seen through my 4 years of high school. It's like a completely different school I go to every day. When you walk in those doors now, it's more of like most of us want to be there. Our teachers are working with other things. Even like technology growth in our school is really big now. It's taken us a while to get there because we are still working with less than we should be, but just in the 4 years I've seen the teachers and admin and the school board pushing for like bigger and better things for us, and I really appreciate that because we do a lot at our school.
Yeah, I've been impressed, since we got the new law passed. I've been able to see firsthand some of those positive changes, and I point to the Gillespie School District as an example of what small things can happen to make a big impact on influencing students and raising achievement and producing better outcomes. So National Honor Society is a big part of you, right?
Yes.
And so I missed the play this year was last weekend. Was it, or 2 weekends ago?
It was just Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I missed it.
Just got done with it.
Yeah, I've been several times. It's a remarkable program. So did you have a part?
I did. I had a main role. I was Mr. Pat Holm. I was the mayor and the store owner and the father of one of the brides.
Gotcha.
So I did have a few lines in there.
Were you nervous?
No.
Not nervous?
The first night, but after that, it was just such a throll to do for the community. I loved every second of it.
That's another aspect of the Gillespie School District that is just so impressive. From the choir, I was at the last time I was there, which would have been in the fall, Mr. Tiemann took me by the choir class, and I spent some time with the choir actually, just sat and listened, which was good. So we're going to go up to the Senate floor in a little bit. We're going to be taking some votes today. You'll get to see some debate. But this is your first time in the building, right?
This is my first time touring the county, just being here in general, first time driving Springfield by myself, so I mean, hey, I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, and so Mr. Burns was
Yes.
the teacher who nominated you to take part in the program, right? What were you hoping to get out of today? So did he tell you about this, or did Mr. Burns just say, hey, Ken, you're going?
Well, he knows, coming to his history class, he knows I'm one of the more students interested, and he said, would you be interested? And I was like, are you kidding me? Of course I'd be interested. What I wanted to get out of today was I just wanted to see how things are done here, just to see the building in general. It's beautiful, but just behind that, just what goes on inside is really important to me, and I love that I get to know how that happens.
Yeah, that's good. Well, that's why we do this. And once upon a time, I was a high school student and was invited here by our state senator at the time, Vince DeMusio. So I'm glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy the day, and hope you get something positive out of this that will help you for whatever path opens up for you in the future. So this is Kennen Bertolis from Beneld, and thanks for being here, and check us out next week. We'll have another student from the 48th District.